And you were in System for like 3 years.
4.
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. Yeah, 93 to 97, something like that.
Are there memories that stick out to you the most during that era?
Looking back on it, man, I don't, we were just playing, being young, having fun, and just having a good time. I mean, I don't really remember. We smoked a lot of weed.
We don't do that in here.
Yeah, I remember there was plenty of weed being, consumed. We were just having a good time playing stuff that felt great. I mean, I personally, for myself, I didn't really have an agenda, so to speak. I thought it was cool that I was playing drums and something that felt right, and I just did whatever felt natural to me as far as like introducing a style of drumming to the music, and I think it just worked,
Yeah.
It worked, yeah, and people responded and it blew up.
Where was the band at that point when the injury occurred?
Right when, like a week or 2 weeks right before we were supposed to play a showcase for Rick Rubin. The show was already booked. We were going to play the show at the Whiskey. And I had the injury, I couldn't play, so then John came in to do that one show, and then it just worked out, and it just took off from there.
Wow, it's so crazy to think about, especially in your situation. It's something that you can't control.
Well, I mean, it was just, what are you going to do? I can't play drums. I just got to work. I just said, I'm gonna start doing something other than whatever it is. I had pins in my hand, a cast on my hand, and I said, well, I can't play the drums, so now I'm gonna sing. So I just picked up the microphone and started singing. And then that kind of grew into the Apex theory. Kind of brought art to, pull art to the side and said, you want to do this thing? And it's like, cool. We started writing some songs. He would come over to the house, whatever, we'd write. And then, of course, Dave was there, and he's been my friend since junior high. So I just said, well, do you want to play bass? And he said, yeah. So he came on, and then we looked for a drummer. That was, that process of finding a drummer was a nightmare. It's always a nightmare. We found Sammy, yeah, but that was like, it took a really long time for us to find Sammy.
How long did it take for you to find Sammy?
I would say months.
Really?
I would say, yeah. It was a process. I remember people coming in and just being like, this music is just, I can't even wrap my head around this stuff. There was drummers that would come in, pick up the sticks, and we would start playing, and they would just sit there and look at us like, I don't even know what to do with this. And then we just walk out. That was it.
I know you said you never really had like goals per se, but did you have a sense of where you wanted the Apex theory to go?
I think I just wanted to kind of, me personally, I just wanted to sing and say what was on my mind and say it in my own creative way, I didn't really think about it beyond that. I don't think any of us really did. We just wanted to kind of do something new and cool,
And I know the first release was the Extend demo.
We played a show at the Roxy. We recorded it onto that, and we took a listen to it. And I remember on the ride home, Dave and I were in the car together, and we said, we should just put this out. That was our demo, like demo. And then we did the thing with Craig, and that was called the Extend demo. That was an actual going to the studio, do it, blah blah blah. That was the Extend demo. We started Apex in '99. We played our first show in March of '99, and by like November, I think October or November of that same year, we got signed.
To DreamWorks.
To DreamWorks, yeah. So I mean, it was gradual in the sense of the fan base was gradual, but when it started and how we got signed, I think in the lifespan of a band, it was pretty quick.
Then you guys began to write your first record.
Yeah. I think we started. I think it was in November. We were in a pre-production studio in Fairfax here, and we auditioned a whole bunch of producers, and we ended up going with Don and got into NRG and did all that started doing that whole thing, you know. And it was great. It was a great experience. You know? Yeah, a great time.
When it was originally going to be called Random Bursts.
Random Burst, yeah.
What happened with that? Why was it changed?
I have no idea. They, you know, the label said that there were some issues going on, so on and so forth, and we said, well, we made this album, we can't just sit on it. And they said, well, why don't we put out an EP? And then we put out that 5-song EP, and then changed up a couple of stuff, remastered a couple of things here and there, and then came out with Khachaturian.
What was your first tour?
Wow, I don't even know if I remember that.
Really?
I don't remember our first tour. I remember leaving for the first tour, and I remember the day we left, the feeling I had. You know, you're going, it's like going, you know, on a camping trip, you know, and you don't know, but you're playing music.
Was that intimidating?
No, because we all knew each other. It kind of felt like a family, and we all kind of knew each other and didn't really, you don't know what to expect. You just kind of do it.
Yeah. Let's talk about Snowcore, because I think you had said that Snowcore was, there were some of your best shows on Snowcore.
Yeah, it was great because all the bands got along, and Glassjaw Boys and us and Alien Ant Farm, and who else was down there? Was it Edema?
Edema was on there. Was that the first Snowcore? Edema was on?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know. You guys know better than I do.
I think it was. Ant Farm, Apex, Glassjaw, and Edema.
Yeah.
Were the first.
Yeah. And then, well, someone else came. Earshot came on.
Oh my God, I forgot about that band.
Yeah, Snowcore was fun. It was great. We had a good time. You couldn't just, you know, do it every day, man. You show up, you play, and you have to make the best of it. You know. And we're doing crazy, insane things to just keep ourselves sane. You know, just truck stop after truck stop and town after town. You come up with ways, you know, to just kind of keep your sanity.
I think the Snowcore tour was definitely a very defining moment as far as that time period.
Yeah, I would say so, because it was, you can tell there was camaraderie.
Definitely.
Like everyone supported each other. So, and I think people who came out to see it felt that too.
What caused Apex Theory to split?
Honestly, I personally feel that the pressure of the industry to succeed is what started it all. And then our A&R guy, you know, losing his job and leaving the label was just the beginning of the end. You know, there was so much pressure on us when it was just us doing our thing, the four of us doing our thing with nobody bothering us, we were fine. But when you start adding other elements and other people making decisions for you, and then there's money involved and business involved and all that bullshit's involved, it's just like, you know, you're young, you get caught up in stuff, and it's very difficult to know how to navigate those waters if you've never navigated those waters before. So you have to learn how to do that. And in the process of doing that, there's a lot of tension already. And then you're the guy who's like, okay, Apex Theory at the label is like, okay, I'm out of here. And that was just like, okay, well, you're out of here, and we're having problems. And I'm kind of looking around going like, well, we already did this, you know, we already did what we were going to do. So I'm like, all right, cool.
So now, here we are, years after Apex.
Yeah.
And you're doing Voki,
Voki is like, you know, it's just like, for me, it's just a matter of, if I want to do my rock thing, I do, you know, I write for Voki. If I want to do my own stuff, my own other concepts that I have, I do my Ontronik thing. If other artists want to work, you know, there's other people I want to work with, other artists I want to work with, I'll do that as a producer. It's crazy because now I'm back to like wanting to do you know, the solo stuff again and producing and doing all that kind of stuff. So I mean, you know, as an artist, you just want to stay doing whatever makes sense to you at the moment of whatever it is you're doing it, because you know, that's kind of why I started doing this in the first place. You know, I never said, okay, cool, I'm going to make it in the I did it because it was just something that felt right to do.